Our teams from Group G. So let's meet the players who are showing no fear. From Millwall, we have the captain, Carl Prosser. Either side of him, we have Tom Simmons and Neil Bradley. And their subs are Steve Chance and Jeff Burnage. From Oxford United, we have Andy Howland, who's the player manager. Either side of him, we have Roy Grant and Andy James. And their subs are Jonathan Redman and Melanie Cosgrave. And from Wycombe Wanderers, we have Dale Herman. Either side of him, we have Ian Blackledge and Chris Waldron, and their subs are Ed Good and Joe Stevens. There's the teams. Say hello. So that's today's players, but don't forget, there are 108 other teams fighting for the title, and this is how they go about it.
108 teams are split into 12 groups of 9, each playing 4 games in the first group stage. The top 2 teams, plus the 12 highest scoring losers, will go through into 4 groups of 9. They play a further 4 games with the top 2 plus 1 high scoring loser going through to the semi-finals. The 9 teams play a straight knockout final, with the winners playing a one-off final.
Different teams are playing each night, but to find out when your club's players are on the field, here's what to do. Visit our website at www.itv.com/football. The game kicks off with the home team round. Have Millwall done their homework, or have they been lying around? 90 seconds with 1 point per correct answer. There's no passing and no conferring, so it's best to guess. OK, Millwall, I'll be starting with you, Neil. You know the score. Your time starts now. Which side knocked Millwall out of the League Cup last season, 5-2 on aggregate in the second round?
Swansea.
Ipswich Town. Who last season made 2 appearances as a substitute for Millwall, thus becoming only the second player to appear in all 4 divisions in England in the same season?
Tony Cotty.
Correct. Who scored 63 goals in 218 league matches for the Lions from 1990 to 96?
Alex Ray.
Correct. Who made a club record 523 league appearances from
Barry
67?
Kitchener.
Correct. Who was manager of Millwall between 1982 and 1986?
George Graham.
Correct. Which side inflicted a 6-1 defeat of the Lions in an FA Cup tie at the Den in the 3rd round in 81? It was Grimsby Town. Who moved from Crystal Palace to Millwall in November 1978 for £100,000 and went on to make over 300 appearances for the Lions?
Derek Crossley.
It was Nicky Chatterton. Which side knocked Millwall out of the League Cup on penalties in the 2nd round in the 92-93 season?
Arsenal.
Correct. Who scored a hat-trick for Millwall in the 4-1 home league win over Watford in October 90?
John Goodman.
Correct. Who scored for Millwall in 9 consecutive league matches in the 84-85 season?
John Season.
Steve Lovell. Who scored a hat-trick for Millwall in a 5-1 win over Shrewsbury in the FA Cup in January 1980?
John Bartley.
It's John Lyons. In the summer of 1996, from which club did Millwall sign 4 players?
Rafe.
Correct, Rafe Thovers. Well done, Millwall. You got 7 points. Well played. OK, time for Oxford. So, don their hats. Are you ready? Your time starts now. Oxford were relegated to the 3rd division in 2001. They finished bottom of the table, 10 points adrift of which club?
Swansea.
Correct. Against which club in 2001 did Oxford play their last game at the Manor Ground in the league?
Port Vale.
Correct. When Oxford won the 3rd division title in 1967-68, they finished 1 point clear to the team that had early beaten them 5-4 at the Manor Ground. Which team?
Bury.
Correct. Oxford recorded their biggest cup victory in 1995 when they defeated which non-league team 9-1 in the
Dorchester
first...
Town.
Correct. Which player was signed by the club from Wolves for a club record £50,000 in September 1972 and finished the season as the club's leading scorer?
Hughie Curran.
Correct. Who scored twice for Oxford in the first leg of the 1986 Milk Cup semi-final?
Johnny Aldridge.
Correct. Who did Oxford United replace in the Football League?
Accrington Stanley.
Correct. Who at one stage held the record for most league appearances for the club, 385 between 1962 and 1971?
Ron Atkinson.
Correct. In the 1984-85 season, John Aldridge scored 2 league hat-tricks for the club. Both matches ended 5-2. One was against Oldham, name the other.
Leeds United.
Correct. Which player scored 77 goals in his career with Oxford, a club record between 1962 and 73?
Graham Atkinson.
Correct. Which member of the backroom staff was given Maurice Evans'
Ken
Milk Cup
Fish.
winners? Correct. Oxford reached the quarter-finals of the League Cup for the first time in their history before losing a replay to which team in 1970?
Carlisle United.
Correct. Well done, Oxford. You got 12 points. Well played. Oxford know their stuff. Do Wycombe Wanderers? Let's find out. OK, Wycombe, are you ready? Your time starts now. Who was Wycombe's leading scorer with 10 league goals last season?
Andy Ranald.
Correct. Who scored a famous winning goal against Leicester City in the FA Cup quarter-final tie at Filbert Street last season?
Roy Essendon.
Correct. In that game, who was the former Wycombe player in the Leicester team?
Steve Guthrie.
Correct. In 1995, who was the first Wanderers player to score a league hat-trick? Take a guess, mate, against the clock.
Simon Garner.
It was Miguel de Souza. Which side did Wycombe beat 4-2 at Wembley in the third division?
Preston North End.
Correct. Against which club did the Wanderers win a league game by a record margin of 5-0 in April 1997?
Burnley.
Correct. Who took over as manager of the club from Martin O'Neill in
Alan
19...
Smith.
Correct. Which Division 2 side beat Wycombe in their last FA Cup tie as a non-league side in December 1992 after a replay?
Gillingham.
It was West Brom. Goalkeeper Martin Taylor began his career with 97 league games with which Premiership?
Derby County.
Correct. In the 1993-94 playoffs, which player scored for Wycombe in both legs of the semi-final and also in the final?
Simon Garner.
Correct. Against which club did Mark Stallard score a hat-trick in October 1997?
Walsall.
Correct. Which side did Wycombe beat 2-1 at Wembley in 1991 to win the FA Challenge?
Kidderminster Harriers.
Correct. Which First Division side did the Wanderers beat in the League Cup in 1999-2000 and the FA Cup last season?
Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Correct. Which former England striker was joint top scorer for the club with 9 league goals in the 94-95 season? It was Cyril Regis, but well played. You got 11 points. Well played, Wycombe. Well played. Well, that's it for the first round. Let's see how the scores stand. Millwall have 7 points, Wycombe have 11 points, but Oxford are indeed united with 12 points. Well played. Listen, the chaps from Oxford, and see, I've got an interest in this because Everton are thinking about moving. Do you think it's a good thing for teams to move ground, or do you lose a certain part of the history?
Well, I think for some clubs it is, yeah, they will lose part of their history, but some clubs obviously have to move.
And you just have to?
Yes, definitely.
Fair enough. Round 2 is our video round. We play our teams 30 seconds of vintage videos, and then they give us a verbal replay on what they've just seen. No passes are allowed, answers through your captain, and I must accept your first answer. OK, Oxford, I'll be going to you first. Now, of course, as usual, it mightn't be the goal scorer. It could be anything to do with this clip, the ground, the strip, anything at all. Yeah, that's clear? Here comes your video clip. Keeper with his head in his hands there. I hope we won't be getting the same from you chaps. Are you ready? Your time starts now. Corey scores with a great volley for which African team in the '86 World Cup?
Algeria?
Morocco. Against which team does Corey score?
Yeah, Bulgaria.
Portugal. Which Austrian player hammers a shot off the underside of the crossbar and in at the '98 World Cup? Take a guess.
Schwartz.
Focus.
Schwartz. Tony Polster. Against which African team does Postal rifle home?
Cameroon.
Correct. Which French player has a shot that is clearly deflected into the net? It was Diokayev, but well done, Oxford. Well, not quite so well done, but you got 1 point. That's okay, don't worry. Wycombe Wanderers, you know the drill, so concentrate. Here comes your video clip. Oh, some fantastic finish in there. Can you finish it off with some fantastic answers, chaps? You ready? Your time starts now. Which Englishman scores from close range against Poland during the 90s?
Gary Lineker.
Correct. Who is Lineker's teammate whose run and cross creates an...
Steve Hodge.
It was Peter Beardsley. Who is the Brazilian who scores with a fantastic...
Josimar.
Correct. Who is the Irish goalkeeper who can
Pat
only...
Jennings.
Correct. Which current Premiership manager is seen exchanging a pass...
Jean Tigana.
Correct. Against which team did Tigana score the goal?
Czechoslovakia.
It's Hungary. Gary Lineker finished the top scorer in the '86 World Cup. How
6
many...
goals.
Correct. At what stage did Argentina knock England and Lineker out of the...
Quarterfinals.
Well done, Wycombe. You got 6 points. Oh. A captain's job there, I think. OK, Millwall, can you emulate that? I'm sure you can. Here comes your video clip. Oh, penalty kick there, right? So if you don't get any penalties, your time starts now. Which player scores at the far post for Croatia against Denmark?
Suka.
It's Boban. Who is Boban's teammate who supplies him with a pinpoint cross?
Asenovic.
That's Suka. Which Romanian player runs with the ball before coolly finishing under the goalkeeper?
Radicho.
Correct. Against which team does Radicho score?
Denmark.
Spain. A penalty is given against England during Euro 96. Whose hand is the ball whacked at for the
Stuart
penalty?
Pearce.
Correct. Which team are awarded the penalty against England?
Switzerland.
Correct. Davor Suka and Radicu both had
West
spells...
Ham.
At which club?
West Ham.
That's correct. Well done. 4 points. Well played, Millwall. So, as we approach half-time, let's see who really are the big cats of the first half. Millwall have 11 points, Oxford have 13 points, but thanks to that captain's performance from Dale, Wycombe have wandered into the lead with 17 points. Well played. As the players discuss those near misses, I'm going to beat the rush for the pie stand. Back in a bit.
Football Second looks at life in Division 2 a little differently.
A hat-trick.
It delves deep into a different club every week.
How much did it cost you? 300,000.
Plus all the goals.
Right, you watching?
Football Second, Sunday at 11, only on the ITV Sport channel.
Welcome back to the second half of Do I Not Know That? There's still a long way to go, so first half leaders can easily become second half losers. Before we go to the specialist round, let's see what technical substitutions have been made. Millwall, any changes?
Yes, we've got Steve and Jeff on in place of Tom and Neil.
A complete change, why is that?
Just thought, why not give other people a chance in the team?
Yeah, club rotation system, fair enough. Squad. Oxford United,
No change.
you just haven't got a squad, have you? That's the thing. And Wycombe Wanderers, Dale,
Yeah, we've changed Ian and we've replaced him with Ed.
why is that?
Bit of youth.
Hey,
A bit of youth in the team.
seems fair enough to me. Listen, you had fun last season, didn't you?
Oh, it was
The FA Cup. Must be
amazing.
dreamland,
Amazing.
now, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Laurie Sanchez is now a god, I guess.
Not far behind Martin O'Neill.
Fair enough,
Catching up with
Greg.
him.
Thank you. So those are the subs, but who will make a difference and who won't make the grade? We'll certainly find out before the end of the show. First, it's the specialist round. Each team nominates one player to go under the spotlight. That player can choose any area of football history and has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they can on their chosen subject. As usual, you can't pass. So Dale, I'll ask you again. Who is your specialist team player, please?
That'll be me.
Okay, Dale Herman, please come and join me on the penalty spot. His first game he ever saw was Wycombe against Slough Town. They drew 1-1 in February 1987. His favourite player is Paul Hyde, and his favourite game was Wimbledon in the FA Cup 5th round replay in February 2000 when they won 8-7 on penalties. We all remember that. Oh, just out of interest, he hates Colchester United. Listen, Dale, you ready?
Yep.
Your specialist subject is the season 92-93, and your time starts now. Who was Wycombe's leading scorer with 20 league goals?
Keith Scott.
Correct. A season's best crowd of 7,230.
Slough Town.
Correct. Which club did Wycombe beat 6-3 on aggregate in the FA Trophy semi-final?
Starting United.
Correct. Against which side did they record their biggest away win in the conference by 4-0?
Kettering Town.
Correct. Which player appeared in 38 league games and scored 6 goals?
Simon Stapleton.
It was Steve Guppy. Which player scored 10 league goals, the second highest for the club?
Kim Casey.
Correct. Which club had the best league record against Wycombe in the season, winning 1-0 at Adams Park and drawing 1-1 at home?
Stafford.
It's Macclesfield Town. Who scored a hat-trick for Northwich Victoria in
Gordon
the
Davis.
Correct. Which side inflicted Wycombe's biggest defeat in the conference by 3-0?
Yeovil Town.
Correct. Who scored the opening goal for Wycombe in their FA Trophy final victory?
Jason Cousins.
Correct. Which player started most league games for the club, 40 out of 42 in total?
Paul Hyde.
Correct. Who was Hyde's replacement as goalkeeper in the other 2 league games?
Chuck Musovic.
Out of time, I'm afraid, on that one, mate. But well played. You got 9 points. Well played, Dale. Okay, to the Lions. Millwall, Cole, you know the score. Who is your specialist player? All right, I haven't asked you yet. Sit down. Who's your specialist player, please?
Myself.
Then Carl Prosser, please come and join me on the bouncy spot. His first match was Millwall against Bury in the FA Cup in 1974. His favourite player is Terry Haylock, and his favourite game is Chelsea 2, Millwall 3 in the FA Cup in 1985. Can't think why you'd enjoy that so much. You ready, mate?
Yep.
Your specialist subject is season 2000-2001, and your time starts now. Which side did Millwall beat 5-0 to clinch the title on the final day?
Oldham Athletic.
Correct. Against which club did Neil Harris score a hat-trick in a 5-0 win in September 2000?
Oxford.
Correct. Against which club did the Lions record their biggest win of the campaign?
Colchester.
Correct. Which player appeared in 45 league games?
Matt Lawrence.
Correct. Who scored twice in only his second game for the club in the 4-0 home win over Rotherham?
Steve Claridge.
Correct. Who replaced Tony Warner in goal for 11 league games?
Willie Garrett.
Correct. Who scored a hat-trick in the 5-1 win at Cambridge in April 2000?
Paul Ifill.
Correct. Whose only league game of the season was as a substitute in the 1-1 draw at home to Bristol City in October 2000?
David Tuttle.
Jamie Stewart. Which side inflicted Millwall's first defeat at the New Den in the league?
Wickham.
With Northampton Town. Whose only goal in the league was in the 4-1, it was a 4-1 at Peterborough in September 2000?
Sam Parkin.
Joe Dolan. Who scored the last-minute winner in the 4-3 away win at Notts County in the second league game?
Mark Bircham.
Correct. And which other club did Millwall defeat? Well done, mate. You got 8 points. Well played, Carl. Righty-o. Let's find out who's to be Oxford's Don. Andy, who will it be, please?
It's the miserable old man.
It's the captain himself, Andy Howland. Come up here onto the penalty spot. The first game he ever saw was Oxford against Bath in the 1960-61 season, and they lost 2-0. His favourite game was winning the League Cup final in 1986, and his favourite player is Dave Langan, and he hates Manchester United, because I'd agree. Okay, Andy, are you ready? Your specialist subject is season 1985-86, and your time, the League Cup run, 85-86, and your time starts now. Which player scored against his former club in the final?
Charles.
Correct. Who was the Queen's Park Rangers goalkeeper in the final?
Barron.
Correct. Who scored in the club's first League Cup tie of the season but did not find the net again until the final?
Houghton.
Correct. Oxford kept only one clean sheet on the way to the final. Who was it against?
Northampton.
Correct. Whose only goal that season came in the 5th round tie against Portsmouth?
Slatter.
It was Gary Briggs. Only 2 players started all 8 of Oxford's League Cup ties. Trevor Hebbard and which other man?
Malcolm Shotton.
Correct. Which Aston Villa player scored against Oxford in the semi-final second leg?
Walters.
Correct. Whose only appearance for the club in the run came in the second round first leg tie against Northampton?
MacDonald.
Correct. Who came on as substitute in the second round first leg tie against Northampton and went on to start each of Oxford's remaining League Cup ties?
Phillips.
Correct. Which second round? Correct. Well done, Andy. You've got 9 points. High scoring specialist round there. As we to enter the final round, let's see who's red hot and who's red raw. Millwall have 19 points. Oxford have 20. The Wanderers are emulating last season's run. They've got 26 points. Well played. Okay, let's see what substitutions have been made. Any substitutions from Millwall? No. Oxford are unchanged, and Wycombe are unchanged. Millwall, what do you expect from this season? What do you want?
Have a bash at the playoffs and a good cup run, I think.
No, you don't want much then, do you? No, really.
We're capable of it. It's we made an inconsistent start, but I think we'll do all right. Yeah.
Yeah? Why do you think you'll do well in the cup?
No, I want us to do well in the cup. We won't.
Okay, thank you for that honest answer there. Right, Forget those watches favoured by Alex Ferguson. You have exactly 90 seconds to make a name for yourself. Yes, it's time for the buzz around. We have 90 seconds of quick-fire footy questions. Get the question right and your team gets 2 points. Get one question wrong and your team picks up a yellow card. 2 questions wrong in that round and your team gets a red card, which means 1 point off. Every further incorrect answer is a further point deducted. The best of luck to all 3 teams. Are you ready? The buzz around starts now. Which country was beaten in the World Cup final on 2 occasions in the 70s? That's Millwall.
Holland.
Correct. Who has scored in FA Cup finals for both Crystal Palace and Arsenal? Wycombe.
Ian Wright.
Correct. Roddy Collins, brother of world champion boxer Steve Collins, is currently the manager of which league club?
Carlisle.
Correct. Teddy Sheringham has played for 3 clubs in the Premiership: Spurs, Manchester United,
Nottingham Forest.
Correct. Which side featured in the Division 2 playoff final in both 99 and 2000? Wycombe. Correct. Which side last won the Scottish FA Cup when they beat Dundee United 1-0 in the 1987 Wycombe?
St Mirren.
Correct. Which non-league side do you associate with both Stuart Pearce and Vinnie Jones? Oxford.
Wealdstone.
Correct. In 1995, who was the last Englishman to manage the FA Cup final winners?
Joe Roll.
Correct. Which Englishman was sent off in the 2001 Scottish League Cup final for Celtic?
Chris Sutton.
Correct. Which country in September 2001 became the first European country to qualify from the group stages for the 2002 World Cup? Wycombe.
Italy.
It was Portugal. For which overseas side did England internationals Trevor Steven and Chris Waddle both play? Millwall.
Marseille.
Correct. When England played France at Wembley in February 1999, which side provided 7 of the players? Oxford.
Arsenal.
Correct. Who signed 41 players during his team as manager of Birmingham City? That's Millwall.
Barry Fry.
Correct. At which club did Jack Charlton begin his managerial career in England?
Middlesbrough.
That's correct. And that's it, teams. Well played, all of them. Ooh, time's up and they were on fire today. Let's see what the final scores are. Oxford have 28 points, Millwall have 29 points, but Wycombe weren't wandering today. They were flying. They're today's winners with 36 points. Well played. And of course, I finished with -1 because the first qualifiers for the 2002 World Cup from Europe were Poland, not Portugal. Anyway, let's see how that changes Group G as we cross over to our resident Stato.
OK, Simon, so wonderful Wycombe are just 10 points off pole position after a brilliant performance which blew away their opponents. The Lions of Millwall were tamed by Wanderers despite scoring 29 points. Oxford also performed well but still find themselves some way behind at the halfway point in Group G.
And don't forget, for full details on how all 108 teams in those 12 leagues, including your favourites, are doing, visit our website at www.itv.com/football. I'm off for the post-match press conference to see who gets the bottle of bubbly for being the most valuable player. I'll see you next time with 3 more teams, each hoping they won't be saying, "Do I not know that?" See you then. Well played, teams. Well done.
Very proud to be representing the club, and obviously with 2 great lads like Andy and Roy, it makes it even better.
I don't think we'll particularly change anything. The idea is just to have a bit of fun and make sure everyone gets a game.
I didn't know what to expect first time round, whether we would win it or not. I thought we conducted ourselves well, and I was pleased how we did. Congratulations to the other teams.
Defence kept